Power tools use many bearings to allow various components to rotate. Over time, a ball bearing will wear and begin to fail. A bearing that is failing will usually give warning, often with a squeaking or a squealing sound. Replacing a ball bearing is a repair that you can do yourself, and I'm going to show you how.
Hi, I'm Mark Socha.
Do-it-yourself repairs like these are easier than you might think. From lawn machines to cordless drills, kitchen mixers,
Outdoor grills.
our how-to videos walk you through each repair from start to finish. So doing it yourself means never having to do it alone.
Let's get started.
I'll begin by removing the rear cover from the handle. Now I'll remove the brushes. I'll pull the brush spring back, and then I can pull the brush from the holder. And I repeat this on the other side. Now we'll remove the screws that secure the gearbox to the motor assembly. Now we'll remove the fiber washer from the pinion gear. And next, the armature from the motor housing. Now remove the motor plate from the armature bearing. I've opened the jaws of my vise just wide enough for the motor plate to sit on the edges. And I'll tap the armature out of the motor plate. I want to be careful doing this because if I strike the armature too hard, I can crack the motor plate. And now we'll remove the bearing boot from the commutator side bearing. There are two identical bearings used on the armature. The one on the commutator side can be easily replaced. The bearing on the side of the armature where the fan is located is recessed down into the fan, and it's very difficult, if not impossible, to remove this bearing without damaging the fan. If this bearing has gone bad, more than likely you'll need to replace the entire armature assembly. Now I'll remove the bearing from the armature. I'll use a bearing separator to do that. I place the separator over the bearing, tighten it up, and I'll place the separator over the jaws on my vise. I'll use a socket that's slightly smaller than the inner race on the bearing, and I'll tap the armature shaft out of the bearing. Now I can install the new bearing. I'll place it onto the armature shaft and use a socket that has a diameter that's about the same as the inner race on the bearing. And I'll tap the bearing into place. Now I'll reinstall the boot on the commutator side bearing. And now I'll reinstall the armature into the motor plate. And now I can install the armature assembly back into the motor housing. Now I'll reinstall the fiber washer onto the pinion gear. Place the seal back into the gearbox, and I'll reinstall the gearbox to the motor housing and secure it with the screws. And now I'll reinstall the brushes. And I'll finish up by reinstalling the rear half of the handle and securing it with the screws. And now you know how to install a new ball bearing in your power tool. Be sure to check back often for new videos and expert advice. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up
And leave a comment.